Now, the phone hacking scandal caused outrage across the country and brought a media empire to its knees. But the private investigators working for News International used fairly primitive methods. Imagine if someone couldn't just hack into your voicemail messages, but listen to everything you say, even when your phone is on standby, or even take a photograph using your phone without you knowing about it. That's the threat looming over millions of people who use the new generation of smartphones, as our technology correspondent Benjamin Cohen reports.
First it was celebrities, then it was victims of crime, but now it could be your privacy on the line. Channel 4 News has been shown new phone hacking techniques that make what News International did seem frankly amateur.
I recorded every conversation that you had.
It's one of those great unspoken scandals in the industry.
The time of mobile threats is not tomorrow, is not day after tomorrow, it's today.
This street in Oxford is typical of any street in the country. As a nation, we're addicted to our phones, and a quarter of us use so-called smartphones, like the iPhone or Android. We're always on internet, Facebook and email, and it's expected that within a few years, all of us will have smartphones. But could your shiny new friend really be the enemy in your pocket? Oxford Castle is now a museum, but for 700 years it was a prison. Back in the days when keeping the bad guys at bay meant locking them behind thick walls. But now criminals can attack us almost undetected from anywhere in the world through our mobile phones, which we carry wherever we go and can be the key to unlocking the valuable information about our lives. I've been sent an email recommending a web link. It looks pretty innocuous, so I'm going to give it a click. But really, it's been sent to me by a hacker. And that hacker, conveniently already in a prison cell, is Niels. So what have you been able to get access to after I click that web link?
When you click the web link, your phone visited a website with malicious codes in it. These malicious codes introduced a backdoor into your phone.
Okay.
The backdoor has access to all of your information on the phone, including contacts, emails, photos, and also access to the microphone.
Okay.
So what I did is I recorded every conversation that you had while carrying your phone.
This is what I was saying, even though I think my phone must have been probably on standby by this point.
Yeah, it is not really on standby. My backdoor is still active. For you, it looks like it is on standby.
An attack like this could allow hackers to listen in when you give your credit card details, or maybe bug a highly personal meeting. But more importantly, it gives hackers access to all of your emails, a potential treasure trove of valuable personal data.
The backdoor has access to all of your information on the phone, including...
We showed our findings to the politician who's doggedly pursued allegations of newspaper voicemail hacking.
That's very frightening, because I think most people in the country wouldn't know that when your phone is seemingly on standby, people could be listening in on what you're saying. Most people would be pretty concerned, and they'd also expect their phone companies to do something about it. You know, it's one of those great unspoken scandals in the industry that needs addressing, I think. Voicemail hacking was a relatively rudimentary way of covert surveillance. I'm pretty certain that some people in some newsrooms had more technical skills and had a deeper ability to get hold of personal information.
Niels, who doesn't want us to broadcast his surname in case he becomes a target for hackers, developed this attack to test the vulnerabilities of smartphones. This particular attack targets Google's Android operating system. It works on the older versions of the phone, of which there are still 30 million in use. Newer versions are immune from this specific virus, but every day there are new types of attacks on smartphones.
We are going to see more threats on the mobile platforms.
Kaspersky is one of the world's largest IT security companies. Here at their lab in Oxford, they monitor attacks on mobile phones and have seen an explosive increase in the number of threats over the past 2 years. Back in 2009, Kaspersky identified almost 1,000 different viruses being used by mobile phone hackers. This increased by a few hundred the next year, but over the past year, the number of identified threats has more than doubled, infecting every type of mobile phone.
The cybercriminals, because they have already gained a lot of experience, a lot of expertise when doing these threats for PCs, their speed of adoption of new technologies is a lot faster when it comes to mobiles than it is when it comes to PCs. So what people need to realize is the time of mobile threats is not tomorrow, is not day after tomorrow, it's today.
A lot of the growth in attacks is being driven by the increased popularity of Google's Android mobile phone system. giving hackers a bigger target. Google says it responds to security threats to Android rapidly, but it's up to us too. The evidence we've seen show that all of us need to take as much care over the security of our phones as we would with our computers. Benjamin Cohen, Channel 4 News, Oxford.